Hey everyone, it's the Doordasher guy. How's everyone all doing today? Hoping everybody is having a great day today. All right, guys, so today we're going to talk about the 5 tips and tricks for Doordash in 2024. All right, before we get into it, guys, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, okay? And tap on the notification bell so whenever I upload any new videos, you'll be the first to be notified. All right, guys, let's get started. All right, so today we're going to talk about the 5 tips and tricks so that way you guys can do well with Doordash. It's going to be just in random orders, okay? So we're going to start with number 1, guys, tips and tricks. I know it's going to sound weird, but the number 1 thing that I would do is to park far away from the restaurant. Park far away from the restaurant, not in front of the door. I know what you guys are thinking here. Why am I parking far away? So so we have to walk further. All right, so it's not going to be for every restaurant, okay? There are actually some restaurants where if you park right in front of the door, it's going to actually be harder for you to get out once you pick up the item, because there are like some stores like a Starbucks or some really packed area, like, packed shopping center, or the restaurant is really packed. So my point is, if you guys park right in the front, sometimes you're stuck. Okay, so you're trying to back out. People are like everywhere in the back, trying to find a spot and stuff like that. So it happened to me before at a Starbucks. I parked in, picked up the order, came back out, and I'm stuck because everybody just trying to find a parking, and behind me the car is blocking my way. I couldn't get out or whatnot. All right, so it's not going to happen to every store, but for me, basically almost every store or every restaurant that I come and pick up my item, I usually park like a little bit further out. I'm not going to park right in front of the door, because then I don't want to get unlucky and get stuck. All right, so number 1, guys, try, if you can, or if you know the restaurant or the store that is really busy, don't park on the front of the store, okay? Just park like a little bit further out, so that way you don't get stuck. All right, number 2, guys, I know you guys thinking, why are you guys going to do this? Okay, so all the tips and tricks today is going to sound kind of, we shouldn't be doing that, okay? But for me, I do all that, and it, makes my delivery very easy, quick, and at the same time, make good money doing it less time as possible, okay? All right, so number 2, guys, is drive a little further away. So let's say you punch into the GPS and it tells you to go that route, right? If you see another route that even though it's maybe a 0.5 miles farther, or even if it's 1 mile further, is actually would be better to go the longer route, okay? Because what I'm trying to say is, sometimes the longer route gets you there faster, because the shorter route sometimes is very traffic, okay? So it's not that you have to go the longer route all the time, okay? But there are deliveries where the route, the customer's house, and which way is better than the map showing you. So sometimes going that way, half a mile more, is actually faster than the way they're telling you to go. Okay, so there are times where I drive most of the time I drive the map route, okay? So but there are times where I drive my own route. I just basically go the other way, the navigation will just reroute me to that other way, because even though the other route is a little bit further, but there is no traffic at all, or the speed limit is actually higher. Like, let's say the other route is 35, but this route is further, but it's 45, and it gets you there quicker, less traffic, less stoplight, and all that stuff, okay? So number 2, guys, if you can, and if you really know where you're going, try to go the further route so you get there quicker, less traffic lights, and all that stuff. All right, tip number 3, guys. Tip number 3 is basically obvious. Common sense is try to avoid the apartments, the hospitals, downtown, and the schools, okay? I mean, for the apartment, it's going to be a lot of apartment delivery. If you actually for sure know where you're going in that apartment, then that's okay. But if you don't know and the payout is very low, don't take those. Waste your time. You're going to go in there. Sometimes there's an apartment where you got to put in a code and then just to enter the gate. And then once you enter the gate, there's another code just to go into the building. And then you got to go to the 5th floor to find the customer and stuff like that. It's not going to be worth your time, okay? But if you actually know the apartment, like right where I'm at right here, most of the apartment I know, so I usually just take it because they're easy. I've been there before and I kind of know where they're at. And most of the customer, it's funny because a lot of the customer that I've delivered before, they give me the same customer. So it's actually easy. But if you live in some other areas where it's really packed and, it's hard to find and stuff, then avoid the apartments. I definitely always avoid the downtown, the hospitals. Learn my lesson because when you go to the hospital, especially in a busy area, you cannot find parking, and then you're gonna be late because once you go into the hospital, you can't find them, and some of the customer expect you to look for them. It happened to me before, and I was late for like 20 minutes just to find them. All right, so number 3, guys, avoid basically the hard spot deliveries, apartments, downtown, hospitals, or schools. Okay, the school is hard too. There's a bunch of kids in there and you can't find them, so try to avoid that. Number 4 is to basically drive a gas saving car / a newer car if you can, okay? Reason why is you're trying to make as much money as you can, spending the less money on gas and stuff like that, okay? So I would say maybe like a hybrid, a electric car, a Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Ford, anything that's like a 4-cylinder, doesn't eat too much gas. And then I know a lot of people are gonna get questioned when I say this, is to drive a kind of like a newer car or even a new car to dash, okay? I know a lot of people out there are like saying, hey, just use one of your old cars, which is right. Use one of your old cars just to drive around because it's gonna put a lot of miles and stuff like that. But for me, guys, I try to drive a newer car or even a new car, okay? But that's just me. You guys, like I said, you guys can drive the older car if you guys want. But the reason why I drive a newer car is because it's new, right? First of all, it's new, and I know that it's not gonna break down on me yet. And also, there's more safety features on the new car and stuff like that, because there was one time where I was driving an old car dashing and it broke down on me, and then guess what, waste a lot of time. I'm like, basically stuck out of nowhere, which is not safe, and stuff like that, okay? So like I said, it's up to you guys about the car, but I would definitely recommend a gas saving car. Like I said, if you guys can try to have or drive a newer car or even a brand new car. All right, guys, and number 5, last but not least, okay, this is a no-brainer. You guys want to get deals that is worth it, that makes sense, but I would say recommend at least $2 per mile. So that way it makes it worth it. So if you were to drive all the way over there, it's worth it. So let's say if it's 3 miles, you want to do at least $6 or more, okay? Or 5 miles, you want to do at least $10 or more. There are times where I do $1 a mile if I was going to go all the way over there, and then I know that there's going to be a busy spot that I don't mind. Or if I'm like going somewhere that I need to go, like to the Costco or like somewhere I really need to go, or even if I was to go home, that would be okay too. But if you guys want to make use of your time and effort, gas and all that stuff, I would say at least $2 a mile. So that way it's more worth it for the trip, the job, and all that stuff. So that is the 5 things, tips and tricks for 2024 for new dasher or even veterans dashers. I'm sure you guys already know that. But like I said, those 5 things works for me. But I'm just giving you guys some ideas of, some more ways of doing better. So that way you don't waste your time, gas, and not making a lot of money, okay? But the 5 tips that I do, it works for me and all that stuff. My own experience, I just want to share with you guys. All right, guys, if you guys have any questions or comment, leave them down below. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, okay? And tap in the notification bell, so whenever I upload any new videos, you'll be the first to be notified. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.